5 crazy travel stories.
The US. So me and my friend, we went to the US right after there was this shooting incident in Las Vegas, and we booked a hotel right next to where the incident happened. And it was so cheap at that time because nobody wanted to go to Las Vegas after that incident. So we stayed in like a luxury suite for $20 a night, something like that. And we colored our hair gray one of the evenings, and we went down to the casino, and out of a sudden my friend had like a guy running after him. We were like running around this casino with this guy following us. I don't know how it happened, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and it was a crazy trip through the US. The west coast of US is a place everyone should do a road trip in. It's just so cool. Lithuania. Okay, so from my first trip to Lithuania, I remember I had a flight from Vilnius, the capital, to Riga in Latvia, and I couldn't find the booking I made, and I was looking through my phone like, where is that message? I really couldn't find it, and I checked junk folder, I checked everything, I couldn't find the message. I was like, okay, maybe I didn't book the flight, I thought. So I went out and took a taxi, and I told the taxi driver, okay, let's drive to Riga. Because I had another connecting flight from Riga, so I really needed to go in a rush. I could just make it if I took that taxi. And we drive for 20 minutes and I still look through my phone. And out of a sudden that message comes up with my flight. So I told the taxi driver that we need to go back. The problem was I had paid for the trip. Never do that before in a taxi. So the guy was like, no. And we started to yell at each other. In the end, he drove back. We almost got in a fight, but he gave me back the money. And then I just made my flight in Vilnius to Riga. And in the end, I was happy, but my heart was bumping because that taxi driver, he really went mad. I still gave him a fair share. Of course, I didn't give him all the money. I don't know why he got so angry, because why should I pay a full trip if we only went 40 minutes instead of 4 hours? Anyway, I managed to get my flight and everyone was happy in the end, I guess. Kyrgyzstan. So I did a lot of hitchhiking in Kyrgyzstan. I don't speak any Russian, which is really a good thing to do in Kyrgyzstan because people, they don't really speak English. And I was out in the mountains in Kyrgyzstan, and there was not really an option to get back to the capital Bishkek. And I was like 5 hours away, out in nowhere. I met this truck driver who came and I asked him like, Bishkek. And he said yes. So I jumped on this truck in Kyrgyzstan. We drove through the amazing landscape. We couldn't speak a word together, but it was great. He was a nice person, and it was a cool way to see some of Kyrgyzstan. And I gave him a good tip afterwards because I was in a kind of isolated place, and it was great to meet him there. So yeah. Rwanda, my last trip. I had an amazing 2 weeks travel around the country, and I actually ended up spending pretty much all the time with a guy I talked to in the airplane. We flew from Brussels to Entebbe in Uganda, and then from Entebbe to Kigali in Rwanda. And when we reached Entebbe, he asked me if he could share his Wi-Fi to me. And at first I was honestly a little bit suspicious, because why do strangers just want to share you their Wi-Fi? But he ended up being an amazing guy, like completely genuine. And we had the time of our lives together. We did so many awesome things. Went to an African sauna. We went to the border of Congo. We are just brothers. So it was really cool to meet him. Such a nice guy.
My man!
And I'm glad I accepted his Wi-Fi. Australia. I had an amazing month in Australia. I went surfing, had the time of my life. But one time I had a flight from, I think it was from Melbourne to Brisbane. And 5 minutes before I was going on the bus to reach the airport, a guy comes running to me and he gives me a passport, a Danish passport. And I look at the passport and I'll be like, okay, that's my passport. So yeah, I had lost my passport. But this guy, he came running with it to me, and that was a big relief. You don't want to lose your passport in another country. I got my passport, I flew to Brisbane, I enjoyed Australia. Nice lad, I really like this lad who came running with my passport. That was it. I hope you guys enjoyed some of my travel stories, and remember to subscribe to Gossip to Go. See you guys!